Yeah, it's a true story. All my stories are true. So this boy who was freaking out on the Matzah Shabbos, and because the parents were really, really close to this boy, the father went ahead and said, Chaim, what's bothering you? So he said, I need ecstasy. I need ecstasy. Now, they don't just do any drug. He is a very smart kid. He knows the parts of his brain, the chemicals that are down, and he needs ecstasy. So TP father says, okay, I'm going with you. Let's go get ecstasy. So he went ahead, he got his keys, he got his wallet, driving him to the drug dealer. Sounds very controversial. He comes to the drug dealer. Now, one of the things about the drug dealers are that they're mamish, they're yekish, they're punctual, they're reliable, you know what I mean? They're always there on time, and they're everywhere. But for some reason, which we don't understand, this drug dealer, right, he wasn't there. And this Chaim is getting agitated in the car, and he's freaking out. I'm freaking out. It's like somebody needs somebody with diabetes needs insulin. Somebody needs some sugar. He mamish needed it. He was crashing. So the father says, I'm so sorry, but is there anything else we can do that will give you the chemicals in the brain that the ecstasy does? You hear such a question? So he says, sure. He Googles, and he knew it, and he Googled, showed his father. Fun. He says, fun so father's right away, okay, great, let's go. Where are we going to go? Okay, 10 minutes away, they realize there's a bowling alley. Okay, bowling is not the most fun in the world, but that's what was on. That's what was open. So the father takes them, they go bowling, and they're laughing, and they're competing, and the father's mamish like his best friend. And they're having a great time. They had a couple of games and high fives and everything. They go back in the car, and they start schmoozing, and they schmooze for 2 hours. Schmooze for 2 hours about life, and the kid opened up. His father saved him. They come home, gives his father a big hug, and he goes to sleep. He never did ecstasy that night. We replaced ecstasy with daddy. We replaced ecstasy with clean, kosher fun, love, and connection. It wasn't just pushing it off and then he needed it and he went crazy. He replaced it. Look how much we can do for our kids who are suffering when we're with them. And you can't be with them if you're not with them. You can't be really with them. Imay anochi b'tzara. So of course it's very, very controversial. Avi Fishoff tells parents to go buy drugs for their kids. Nebuch, if you know how to fix this problem without this, fix it. I get criticized from people who never helped anybody in stage 4 in this situation. This father saved his kid and showed his kid. And then the next day, his father said, hang on 1 second. Did you go out afterwards? He's like, no. So you went to sleep? Yeah. Everything was fine. Like you said, like with your daughter. Everything was fine. So the father told him, why don't we just have more fun? So the kid says, I'd love to. Because they had an NKN, Nafshi Kshur B'Nafshi. They were so close because I'd love to, but I don't know if we can come up with fun all the time. The father says, you know what? This is one of our best things. I have to lose 20 pounds. Most of the time it's true, by the way. My doctor said my cholesterol is high, you could say. I have heart issues. We'll make up whatever you want. I have to lose. You're so good at the gym. You're so in shape. Usually that's the truth, right? How about 3 times a week we go to the gym? He says, sure. And you'll be my personal trainer. Sure. So now he increased his time that he's spending with his kid to 3 times a week automatically. Then on the way, they stop off at 7-Eleven. On the way back, they stop off at 7-Eleven. Then the father says, you know what? I'm aching from yesterday. How about we go to a spa? There's a lot of great spas. The kids, sure. The father became his best friend, and he started dropping his crackhead friends and spending time with his father more and more. Because he didn't look at his father as someone who was looking down at him for needing chemicals that his brain needs. Right? If this was insulin, we wouldn't have a problem with it. But, of course, it's dangerous. It's part of the whole package, the whole TB package. You can't just start doing this if you're not doing the letters and the NKN. It's part of the whole thing. But look at the results. You have to look at the results. You got to look 2 years later at TB parents. You got to look at Mitzvah Hashem. I can't wait for you to tell your story publicly one day. And the standing ovation you got tonight is going to be in front of thousands of people because you're incredible people. But we're doing it for a reason. We're not nourish. We're not stupid. We're not shallow. We have a massive problem. Kids with major drug problems. And we're saving so many of them. So when you get under the skin in a good way, and you get into their hearts, and they feel I can rely on you, then I could be open with you. I don't have to lie. Where are you going? I'm going out to a friend. Where are you going? I'm going out to a friend. No, I need to get my drugs. Which way is better? The darkness and the lying and the stealing never helped anybody. I want to meet the druggie who says, I was doing cocaine, I was doing crack cocaine, heroin, whatever, for a year, for 2 years, for 3 years, and then my parents stopped giving me money, so I quit. I want to meet that guy. Did it ever happen? Out of millions of drug addicts. You ever hear that story? I didn't have money? No. You know what happens when they don't have money? They steal. They do other things, terrible, illegal stuff. They sell their body because they're going to get what their chemicals in their brain need. And we look at it like a chayla, a sick person who needs medicine. So when you take away the demonization of it, as terrible as it is, and you say, if this is Nebuch where your kid is, you say, I accept you and I trust you. Can you explain to me, what does ecstasy do for your brain? No parent in the history of the world ever asked that to their kid. But this is somebody that's, I want to know. I want to know. Teach me. Can you do shrooms? No, shrooms is not going to do that. Shrooms doesn't give me. Explain to me. What are you missing? And then what can I replace it with? And then he started replacing it. What do you think the end of that kid's story is? Without rehab. Without rehab. He's clean. He's clean and he's clean and he's clean for a long time. I'm talking about several years he's clean. Because we replaced drugs with hugs.